I have no idea how true this is, but if it is facts, CNET, holy crap, that's incredible. And that is, they're saying Nintendo will sell you a refurbished by Nintendo Switch for $260, and that includes a 1 year warranty on this refurbished Switch. Nintendo just like, damn, that is almost a fucking TKO to GameStop, where they live and breathe off of that. Nintendo is jumping into selling used Switch consoles. That is a big punch to to the company. I don't care how you look at it. Sony isn't selling used PS4s, neither is Xbox. Nintendo says, if you don't want to pay $300 for a Nintendo Switch, we'll sell you a refurbished one that we ourselves have approved. And Nintendo's standards on their own consoles, by just from me growing up with them, I've never had a Nintendo have a problem ever. That little blinking light of the old original NES, yeah, everybody got that because that was the first Nintendo. But I never seen any issue with any Nintendo product I've ever had. Super Nintendos always worked perfect. Maybe they got some wear and tear on the machine, but they always booted up, always loaded. Everything was great. N64, possibly one of my favorite. Well, it is one of the top five of the greatest consoles in my opinion. Um, Never had a problem with that machine. Everything worked, even when you had to take out the little thing to put in the expansion pack. Those always worked for me. Even buying them as an adult, which I have done numerous times and fixing to do again, every time they've always worked. I never had one person tell me they got a Nintendo product that had problems without themselves doing something to it. For instance, one of my cousins had a Nintendo Wii and they heard that I modded mine. Instead of asking me how or what I did or bringing it to me for me to show them and walk them through it, they tried and they fucked it up. And that's happened to a lot of people. So I don't ever blame Nintendo for my own destruction to my own products. If something happens to it, it's my fault because you gave me the system that was working out the box. You see what I'm saying? I had to pick on the damn thing and fuck it up myself. That is different. So, with that being said, this is a big deal. Nintendo is known for having respectable hardware, for having decent hardware, not just in sales, not just sales. I'm talking their actual core consoles are decent. You know what I'm saying? And Nintendo now saying, hey, we'll sell you a refurbished one that we ourselves approve of. That's a big deal because that puts GameStop on high notice. Because if Sony comes out and says, hey, we'll sell you a refurbished system that we ourselves approve of, and they start having respectable, core consoles, same thing with Xbox, that's going to destroy what little foundation is left for GameStop because that's the only thing they have going for them. GameStop might not make it to 2025. Hell, it might not even make it to 2021. Again, if this is true, GameStop is in a fuck ton of trouble. Because, like I said, Nintendo is known for their high standards when it comes to their hardware. Because they want the best quality for you to have to play their games. Because without that hardware working properly, you're not buying any games. They at least look at it that way. Or at least I've always felt they have. Because, like I said, I've never had a problem with any Nintendo hardware that I myself didn't pick on. And I've picked on the Wii quite a bit as You know, it was my main way of playing video games during the PS3 and 360 generations, our generation. That was what I played on, so I picked on it quite a bit. But if anything happened to it, I wouldn't have blamed Nintendo for it. It would have been my fault. So again, this is a big deal. Sony, Xbox, especially if y'all get behind this and do this, GameStop's out of here. GameStop's out of here if y'all two do this. Right now, y'all are going to be the only thing that's keeping them afloat. Which also feeds into the rumor that they both have been paying you to make sure they stay afloat, because you spend way more time pushing Xbox and PlayStation games than anybody else. And there's way more room devoted to PlayStation and Xbox in GameStop than anybody else. So, I don't know what's fixing to happen, but if, like I said, if this is true, GameStop can take Nintendo out of there, because even if you take them your Switch, you're gonna go to Nintendo to buy a refurbished one that you know for a fact has been looked at by the fucking company. Whereas GameStop, you don't know where they're sending it. You don't even know if that's a real refurbished system. Especially with videos out here like what Spawnwave has, and what, you know, I think Metal Jesus did it one time, where they go and they're like, ooh, let's look inside the thing because so-and-so did it, or so-and-so over here did it. I can't think of everybody I watch, but there's a lot. And think of the damage that that's going to cause to the reputation of GameStop once it's not up to GameStop anymore, because the big three are taking it into their own hands, taking money directly out of the pocket of GameStop. And GameStop, I've been kind of trying to tell you this for the longest time. You should have been taking care of these games the way they should have been being taken care of the entire time. Meaning you should have always had a disc cleaning device in the back. That way you can go and you can buff the disc right when you fucking get it. But no, you didn't want to do that. So mom and pop stores started popping up and taking money out your pocket. This is the start of the end, because you cutting corners was where you fucked up. You cut way too many corners to survive. Okay? Telling people to throw the case away. Letting bad business practices get out. Basically not carrying everything you should carry, and then now having shit in there that has nothing to do with video games. It's only got the name of the game on it. All these things have been the worst decision GameStop has ever made, aside from deciding to take cell phones in because cell phones sell so many. No, GameStop. Look, I'm not gonna lie. If this would have been something you could buy at GameStop, I'd have bought it at GameStop. No lie. I bought it off of Wish. Okay? But if I go to GameStop, what am I going to GameStop for? Well, I'm going to buy a video game, or at least try to find a video game to buy. Going into GameStop now is like, oh, let me look at all this other shit and then see, oh, maybe I might buy a game. Like, plus, your employees believe that GameStop, you shouldn't be carrying a video game console, or games for said console if company no longer makes it. How are you going to make money? If PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox pull their consoles from you to be refurbished and they do it themselves, how are you going to make money? Now you have to carry everything, because nobody's going to be doing anything other than buying a brand new system from your ass. Because if I want a refurbished one, I'm going to go to the fucking source. I'm going to go to Nintendo or Sony or Xbox, because your reputation, GameStop, is shit. This is a big deal. And it's going to hurt more now, because you're like, people are buying digitally. We can't get people to come into the store and we don't know why. Even though you have the keys to the kingdom, you have the answer, you're just too fucking stupid. All of that retro shit, put it on the floor. When you see somebody bringing in a Dreamcast, and you see the customer across the store looking at you taking in the Dreamcast, they might want to fucking buy it. Take it in. He walks over. So how much is that Dreamcast going to be? Oh, we only take them in. We don't sell them. You look retarded. I'm not going to change the way that's worded. That's just what it is. Clear as day customer right there. Quick flip for a easy 60, 70 bucks. You won't do it because it's not that type of store. Do I need to get slower? Because I can. Your name is GameStop. You have no CD buffer in the back, no way to actually clean these bitches in the back. Majority of them look like they've been hopscotched down the fucking road. You've been robbing people blind for a refurbished fee. We all know that's bullshit. So, this is on you, GameStop. This is on you. Nintendo, I hope this is real. Because this might be not only the final nail in the coffin for GameStop, but this might be the actual foot in the ass with a firecracker up there as well that GameStop needs to have happen to them to get them back on track. Because I'm tired of every time I talk about GameStop bringing up the fact that if they just had a retro fucking store in every fucking GameStop, they wouldn't be having financial struggles. Tired of explaining this. You are a video game store, jackass. Why do people go to those mom and pop's video game stores? Because they offer everything your dumbass offers and then some. How do we fix GameStop's financial problems? Sell every fucking thing you take in. Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Sega Dreamcast, these nuts, everything. How do we make room? Remove the Think Geek merchandise that nobody give a damn about. From the customers to the employees, remove it. Put in the retro shit that people look at for them selling it to you for. It's easy. Nintendo's going to be the place people go for refurbs because Nintendo's got that quality and they don't have a reputation for ripping people off by calling it a refurb. Let alone is there videos of people out there, hundreds of videos of people out there proving that you're selling shit with just a name. It's refurb. No, it's not. So maybe this could be a good thing, but if it's not, believe me, it's more than likely the final nail in the coffin. Because if it starts to be Nintendo makes a lot more money selling refurbs through Nintendo, you can better believe, I will bet my life on it, that Sony and Xbox turn into the next two to go, if you want to buy a refurbed Xbox next generation, hey, we'll mark it down, $50 and you can get it from us and know that we ourselves looked at it. And then Sony will be right there too. It's not gonna, if Nintendo sees profit from this, believe me, Sony will jump all over it. And when Sony jumps all over it, Xbox will be right behind them because Xbox and Sony have been doing this. You did it, now I can do it. Oh, you did it, now I can do it. Back and forth the entire generation. So, this is bad. This is a great thing for all of us who are in the market because we know we're getting screwed over when we go to GameStop. GameStop, this is a bad look for you because you're already having financial troubles. Last thing you need is Nintendo making both used and new profits. We'll have to see what happens. See that? Hopefully y'all are right with this because this could change the way everything happens and bring upon the digital only age way before it's even accepted. This could almost damn near cause a gaming crash on accident from the fact that we really don't have that many places to go because GameStop tried to monopolize and buy everything. The company's in shambles and is crumbling bad. This is why monopolies are bad. All your eggs cannot be in one basket. You need a scapegoat. You need a way for if it starts to fall, a safety hook, something. GameStop, you don't have that because instead of embracing those mom and pop stores, you tried to buy them out and cause more problems. Now people are going to mom and pop stores, and with this, and with the fact that you don't really offer a whole lot of anything. And oh, by the way, going to the store is not the only worst possible choice to make. Try ordering online. they will purposely send you the wrong shit. I know they've done it to me. So until then,